Perfect.
coordinator. Okay.
Perfect. Maybe take out the parts where I pick my nose.
Maybe.
I mean, if it makes for entertainment, do it.
Okay. Hey everybody, Kelly Orchard here with Mustang Monday, badass tips from the streets, with my friend Laura Burgues.
Burgues? Yep.
Burgues.
Here's Laura.
Laura, okay. And you're a hairstylist.
I can be the Madonna of the hairdressers.
Oh, I used to be the Madonna of the high desert, but that's another story.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm interested in that one.
I'm interested in the Madonna of the hairdressers, and I'm wondering if it's the same deal.
Oh, I don't know about that. Madonna's a little wild for me.
Yeah, well, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more about the pop star popularity kind of thing.
Yes. Just the one name thing.
Yes, the one name
Shakira.
thing.
How about the Shakiras?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can shake it like Shakira.
Kelly Orchard.
Kelly Orchard.
Yeah.
Badass.
That's right, badass. So we're gonna do a badass tip today,
Okay.
and you're gonna give some tips on not only on business but on hair, which I love. We're gonna tie the two in together.
Absolutely.
But just as we were getting started to have this conversation, you asked me, so how'd the badass stuff all come about?
Yes.
And well, it's kind of an evolution. You know, I'm a speaker and a trainer and an author, and so my last name is Orchard, and I use the apple and apple trees and growth as my brand because it makes sense, because it makes my name memorable and stuff. But it didn't have that kick. It didn't have that kind of like edginess that I kind of am known for, a catch to it. It's like, oh, the apple, the personal growth, that's all great, and it is all good, but I also have, it's like based on my history, and whenever I share my stories, people have told me, it's like, God, Kelly, you're kind of badass. And it's like, first, thank you, and then secondly, it's like, I want to work with other badasses. Amen. So I started using the word badass, and then developing the program just kind of was an evolution. I started out thinking I would work with badass baby boomers because they're getting older and they are pretty badass.
Right.
But I didn't want to limit it to that age demographic.
Exactly.
So then I just, I did basically an analysis and reflection on everything I've ever done professionally, and there was a common denominator. Anything I've done professionally had something to do with a license. And when I became a licensed therapist after working as an intern for so long, suddenly I had more credibility. Even though I had the same training, I had the same skill sets, I'd already gone through all the programs.
Right.
When I got licensed, all of a sudden it's like, oh,
yeah,
you're licensed.
You got a title.
And so I thought, well, that's what I want my badasses I work with to be. I want them to have that credibility of being licensed.
Well, I'm next on this one.
That's right, you are.
Let's get me badass certified.
That's right. So tell me about the hair tips. I want to hear about that.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about myself.
Yes.
Real quick, since this is really kind of like the first time that you and I have really.
Yes, we've sat across from each other at a paint and sip thing once and had a great time.
We're great painters and sippers.
Yes.
I can sip with the best of them.
Yeah.
So basically, I've been a hairdresser for about 15 years. I started school in February of 2004, and I don't have a lot of regrets in life. I do wish I had gone right out of high school, or even during high school. So for all you young ladies out there, you think you want to be a hairdresser, do it during school, because you can get out of high school and go straight into work, and it's such a badass industry. I love this industry. So first tip right there, don't hesitate, do it right out of school. So I went to school for a little bit, but I was a nanny at the time, so I traveled a lot. So I was technically a beauty school dropout for a second because I had a lot of missed time. And then I went back about a year later and did the last 4 months, which flew by. And I've done it ever since. I started off being really part-time. I started at Supercuts, but I knew Supercuts was going to be a temporary thing for me. I wanted to get the training, the basics out of there. I assisted shortly after that, which I encourage every hairdresser fresh out of school to assist, because there's always something to learn, and it's not just from watching YouTube or Instagram videos. You can also learn from other stylists and different techniques and different formulas, and why do you use this color line versus that color line. So it's a plethora of information in this industry. It really is. And then I went off on my own about 6 months after assisting, and I've been on my own ever since. I've rented booths at a few different salons here in Marietta, and I've been on my own since April of 2017, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So
a couple years.
Couple years on my own. Oh,
big transition.
16. I think it was 2016.
Okay, so probably 3 years. I know time flies. I have to say, I found this phrase that I love to use, and I don't know who wrote it, so I can't really state. It's not mine, but I don't know who it is, so I can't quote it. But it says, it's like, life is like a roll of toilet paper.
Oh my God, that's great.
the closer it gets to the end, the faster it goes.
That is
isn't that so true?
So it'll be 3 years in April, we'll say.
So definitely an evolution of your not only your skill sets, but even just your business acumen.
Well,
right?
and my personal growth.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I went through a divorce in 2015. I separated in 2014. End of 2013, but I went through a really big personal growth, and I was terrified to go off on my own and do my own thing, because it's one thing to keep inventory of your color and of your clients and your books and all that, and what formula you use on which person, but it's a completely different ball game when you're like, okay, I've got to have products to sell and my booth rent, and now it's going to be my salon rent, and you're dealing with vendors personally, and you're going, which line do I want to sell my clients? So there was just so much, and I was so scared to do it. But like they say, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
That's right.
And
the fear of failure is what holds the people back the most.
Yes.
It's not the actual fear of, well, sometimes they fear success,
yes,
but the fear of falling on your face. And the truth of the matter is that there's other people like you said, the young women who may want to be a hairstylist.
Yeah.
It's like there's people like you that they could learn from.
Oh, and I love teaching.
And I also bet that you have other mentors that helped you along the way.
Oh, 100%. Actually, I'm going to give a shout out to my girl Tara, because I always tell Tara, I'm like, I want to be like you when I grow up.
You talk Tara Wonderland?
I'm my girl Tara
Yeah,
Wonderland.
I know. I keep holding back on letting anybody mention Tara's name, because it's like I have to get her in the car to do this.
Oh, well then come in the car, girl.
She's still reluctant. It's like she says I'm the only one that she'll do a Facebook Live video with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know why, because I just like.
Oh no, she's
doing
my
this.
idol.
You're doing this right now. Yeah.
She's my idol.
So she's been a mentor to you.
She's been, well, without her even knowing it. I just kind of, so she and I have become close in the last few years, but I knew of her before. She's very well known in town, and she's one of the people that I admire, and I admire her because she's such a hard worker. She is so committed to her craft, to her clients, but she also knows how to have a good time. She doesn't take herself too seriously. She's not over here like, conceited and not willing to like share her tips or what she's done to get to where she is. And so to me, that's an admirable quality to have. There's nothing more annoying or irritating or just a turn off when somebody is successful and they don't want to share with you the steps and what they did, sacrifices or whatnot to get there. Like, you're not lifting another person up if you're trying to hold everything in for yourself, and so I might have diarrhea of the mouth, but I wouldn't change the way that I am for anything, because people tell me all the time they love how open I am, and that's been me since I was a little kid. I'm always people just come to me and they tell me things, and I'm just like, okay, like I'm an open book. I don't have anything to hide. And then the other thing is, share the wealth. Like, hey, I tried this and it worked really great for me. You should try it too. I've recently switched my hair care lines over to a new line, and one of the most amazing compliments and nicest compliments that I've been hearing from a few of my clients and friends is, I trust you. I know that you're not going to sell me something that you don't believe in yourself.
Right. Yeah.
And that is literally touched me to the core, because to me, that's all I ever want. I want people to know that I'm not fake, that I'm not over here trying to sell you snake oil. Like,
that you're trustworthy and you have integrity, and you're going to sell them a quality product.
Well, and that I have the best of intention for their hair and for themselves, that I'm not over here trying to get rich off of you, and then whatever happens to you, so be it.
Several different topics with Mustang Monday, and like most recently it's been, it takes a village to live a badass life. And then about customer service and the importance of it, and you're talking about both now.
It is. Gotta know when to say no.
And that's
sometimes
a skill
it's not
too.
worth it.
That's going to become a learned skill as well.
It's a learned skill, and it also comes with confidence too, because again, 10 years ago when I first started, or 15 years ago when I was really first starting, I would have never said no. You bend over backwards and, you cut hair with your toes if you have to. Like, you just do whatever it takes to appease people. And that's part of maturing and growing up in my personal life as well as my business life. Awesome. And it all ties in together. Yeah, absolutely.
It does. And that tied in really well together too.
Yeah.
So, everybody, this is Laura Burgues from, what hair salon?
Oh, so it's Heirloom Salon.
Heirloom Salon.
So think of an heirloom, but switched it out to hair.
I like that. And I'm Kelly Orchard, the badass certifier. Now we have like a closing that we say.
Okay.
So I swear I'm going to have to like print printed on the dashboard here, but you're going to say, so this is Kelly Orchard and Laura Burgues reminding you to, say it with me, be bold.
Be bold.
Be brave.
Be brave.
Be confident.
Be confident.
And then be badass.
Be badass.